New age deception, never get angry. Just think love and light and float away on your cloud over the rainbow bridge. Have all your rights and freedoms and those of others stamped all over. Become a complete doormat, which of course is the whole idea behind the concept of never getting angry, because righteous anger can drive us to make great change if we take action upon it. What they want is they want you to not feel anything or make out that it's somehow wrong to feel a valid emotion, which if it wasn't valid, it wouldn't exist in the first place, because anger is there when there is injustice, and there's a lot of injustice going on. And so they want to demonize the whole idea of anger. Now, I'm not saying that dwelling in anger day in, day out is a good thing. That can be a very negative thing, because you can get sick and ill and all that stuff that comes with it. But what I'm talking about is the initial emotion of anger when we're seeing injustices, when we're having our rights taken away, our freedoms taken away, we're having our minds wiped after death and being tricked. There's kids being kept in tunnels, women being bred to have kids that are kept in tunnels, and all the stuff that's going on with that. And for people to say that you shouldn't feel angry or it's wrong to be angry about that stuff is actually quite evil. And again, it comes back to the fact that they want you to stand down. They want you to accept your lot. They don't want you fighting back. I said this on the live recently. They don't want you fighting back. Everything is to get you to stand down. And I don't necessarily mean physically fighting back. They don't want you resisting. So the whole idea that it's wrong to get angry is a complete new age deception.
What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger. Today I'm going to talk about a love and kindness revolution, and we need a revolution of love and kindness in our society desperately. We need a love and kindness revolution more than anything, and it's really the only thing that's going to actually improve things. You don't really hear a lot about love and kindness, loving your fellow, treating people kindly, being patient, compassionate, being truthful, being respectful. You don't hear very much about that in society. You hear a lot about you have to conform, you have to follow the government laws, you have to follow religious traditions, you have to be very politically active and politically engaged, and you got to go to the education system and do all this stuff. And a lot of it's just checking these boxes. It's materialism, it's greed, and it's just, following dumb, banal rules that don't even really equate to anything other than just bureaucracy and control. And really, we're taught to submit to authority, to follow along, and to, be someone who will just not question things and will just go along with whatever crap is happening. And, it's like we're not taught about love and kindness. We're not taught about love and kindness as small children. We're not taught about love and kindness as adults or teenagers. As a matter of fact, I would say in a subtle sense, the system teaches us to be hateful. The system teaches us to be selfish, greedy, and egotistical. Put fears and anxieties aside, and we can all really start to love one another. Love is generative, it's productive. And, people are like, oh, I'm loving, but I'm lazy, and I don't do anything, and I want other people to figure things out for me. And that's not love. That's just someone being dependent and weird. And your average person is not a good person. Your average person is very passive-aggressive, selfish, angry, weird, egotistical, entitled. Your average person is not any good stuff, And the thing is, entitlement is not an act of love. Being like, I'm owed all this, and you need to give me this, and I deserve more, and having all this entitlement that people think they should just get something without having to work or without having to put an effort. That's not love at all. That's hateful. That's egotistical. That's, I'm a spoiled, bratty child, and I should just have it without even having to work. No, not at all. Not at all. And I really want to say this because When a lot of people hear love and kindness, they hear people pleasing, they hear, being fake nice and telling people what they want to hear. People get this very weird, confused, twisted up idea about love and kindness, and it's not a complicated thing. It's very, very simple and very basic to just have this impetus of like, we're going to help people. We want to build things, construct things, see good things happen. We want to heal. And, love happens with the work. People want to say, oh, I have loving intentions, but they don't do anything. If you just say, oh, I'm going to have a loving intentionality and I'm just going to have a loving thought, but I'm not going to do anything with it, that doesn't mean anything. There has to be action behind the love. There has to be good actions behind the love. Good, positive, loving actions have to happen from that love. That love is not anything if it does not produce any good fruits. There has to be fruit produced from the love. And love is a labor. Love is a labor. Love is not always easy. Love forces us to become better people. Love forces us to self-examine. If someone's going to say, I'm loving and I'm perfect and I don't need to change, and a lot of people really think they're these perfect people. They don't have to change nothing. They don't have to improve anything. That's not love at all. That's ego. That's hate. That's fakeness. That's narcissism. That's how narcissists are. Everything's great by me, And real love is to actually self-examine ourselves, realize that we're not perfect people, that we can make changes and improvements, and to do our best to do that. And we're going to be smart too. If people try to knock our light down, we're going to say, nope, not happening. Not happening. Love is also protective. Love seeks to protect the weak, protect the innocent. Love is not apathetic. Love is empathetic and active and doing stuff. Love is not apathetic and the loving thing to do is to sit back and watch and do nothing. No, the loving thing to do is to stand up and to take action. The loving thing to do is to protect people. That's the loving thing to do. All this, we're going to sit back and watch and do nothing. That's not loving. Having a herd group mentality where you cannot think for yourself, that's not loving at all. That's very apathetic and hateful. And apathy is a form of hatred. If you're just going to say, I don't care about anyone or anything, and I don't feel anything for them, that's hatred. Apathy is 100% a form of hatred. Love is empathetic. Love feels for people. When you have love, your heart goes out to people. When you have love, you want to see people do better. When you have love, it's like you want to do stuff when you have love. You want to be constructive when you have love. Really, you do. And I feel like people don't even know what love is. They have no concept of it. People think love is it's marriage, it's sexuality. People think love is, people don't have any concept of it. They really don't. Oh, it's on Valentine's Day and you give them a heart-shaped box of candy, and that could be love, but for the most part, it's not. It's just a show. It's just a bunch of BS. And people really need to get the idea of what love really is. It's about, truth, respect, kindness, helping people in a genuine way. There is no deceit in love. There's no deceit, manipulation, games. That does not exist alongside love. Love is with truth, integrity, honesty. Love is about doing the right thing. Love is about having ethics and morality. And I don't hear anyone talk about this. I hear nobody talk about what love really is and how we all need to be more loving. You'll hear a few vague mentions of some people will be like, oh, love and kindness, la-di-da, but for the most part, that's an empty pantomime. For the most part, those people are not living it. For the most part, those kind of people are just saying it because it sounds good. They don't want to make the sacrifices that go along with it. They don't want to live in truth in the way that goes along with it. They don't want to actually help others and try to help the world and try to heal the world. They don't actually want to do that. People will say love and kindness when it suits them.